Now, when we're talking about a language, certainly like C programming, and we need to write a code, there are a set of things that we need to keep in mind to ensure that our code is working properly. There are no issues that are being created there. So, first thing in any code in C programming is the preprocessor. I'll explain what it does. Just listen to me. Preprocessor. Then comes our compiler. Then comes our linker. And lastly, our result. So, 1, 2, 3. The main three things that are certainly to be kept in mind. If some of you have actually used Python, you remember that when we write the code, supposing a thing was supposed to start from here, and by some error, we start that thing from here, it shows us error. These kind of errors are called as indentation errors. Due to positioning, the error is occurred in a language. And these errors are removed by preprocessor. So the task of preprocessor is to seek for indentation errors and remove them in your code. Then comes compiler. Supposing there is a person X and there is a person Y. Person Y knows language French and person X knows language English. Now, if the person X is talking to Y in English, there is no mode of communication that is occurring. But then arises Bob the Builder. Bob knows English as well and French as well. So he hears from X and then translates it into French and tells it to Y. So this is the main function that our compiler is doing. Compiler converts high-level language to low-level language. High-level language is a language that machines and computer can understand. High-level language includes Java, Python, and the one that we are studying, C. So it includes Java, Python, and C. And then comes our low-level language. Our low-level language includes only the language that is understood by the computers. Binary. Supposing I need to go, and I'm like, hi buddy, 01100200003. I'm so sorry I'm saying other numbers, but in binary only zeros and 1 are there. And if I go to you 010101101010, you'll understand what I'm trying to communicate to you. No, because this is low-level language. So, compiler converts high-level language to the low-level language. Then comes our linker. The process that linker do is the codes get connected to the object file. There is a code and then there is an object file. To connect my code to the object file, we use the linker. So there are the three main things that are used in any code, anything we write. Okay. So now, when I say I need to write my first code, so the first code that we write in any place is hello world. And for the statement to be printed, we need the print statement. How are we going to use it? So, I told you about the thing called preprocessor. And I told you that it removes the indentation errors. But not only it does that, it also have one more feature that includes libraries. And those libraries have certain keywords that perform functions. So, in order to print a statement, hello world, we need to write a preprocessor. And where do we write the preprocessor? Preprocessors are always written on top. So the preprocessor that we write is hash include studio.h. This preprocessor helps us to write our print statement. This is the first thing that we write in our codes whenever we are supposed to add a statement with print function in it. So, on the next slide, we'll write hash include I'm so sorry, is Apple. So I'll write hash include studio. Now the one mistake that I've seen many children and myself also doing in the starting was I used to write studio. Yeah. So it is supposed to be studio, the U is not there. And after that we write int main and these brackets. What is the purpose? Whenever we are writing anything that we need to perform in our C programming, it should be in a certain function. So in the book I say a function is nothing but a set of statements. So my set of statements are supposed to be there in a function. And by default, in C programming, the first function is always main. I cannot write this function as x int x. I cannot write it as x int y. I only need to write int main. And when we are writing the most basic programs in my C programming, the int main function is only used because we are only required to use one function. So supposingly if there are multiple functions that I need to use in my program, then I will write other functions that I can name myself. So these curly brackets are the space where I will write my statements. And now I'll tell you the indentation. So hash include studio dot h int main curly bracket statement 1 statement 2 statement 3 and so on. This sign, this is the terminator. Whenever I finish a sentence in my C programming, this should be placed, it acts as a terminator that the sentence is ended, the statement is ended. And if it is not there, an error will arise and you will be, oh, where is the mistake? Logic is correct, logic is correct. And then after 1 hour, oh, silly me, I forgot to add the terminator sign. This happens. And after that, you write your statements, you close this. And after closing this, you're done. You are done. You're done. But there is one more thing that we can add. It is like not necessary, but it is a good practice to add. And that is before closing, we always add return 0. Many students have this question. So the answer to this is we write return in the end and 0 represent if our code is true, everything is correct, everything is right going on in my code, we write return 0. And most of the time, return 0 is usually of no purpose. But when we are writing multiple statements and we need to create a loop, then I write return and any number expect 0. If I write 0 point something something, that will also be considered as true. But if I write 1, 2, -1, -2, any number, that will make me consider that my statement is false. So it is a good practice that when we are writing basic codes, we end them with return 0. That will make us consider that it is important to add. Why? Because when I'm doing my further questions and a statement comes where I need to see if it is true and false and then jump a function that will be coming in future. So I will be using return 1, I'll be using return 0, and this practice is going to be very beneficial for me so that I won't forget them. So whenever you write your statement, you always go with return 0. Yes, we go with return 0. So if I need to write my first statement to print, yeah, let's write the question. Print hello world in C. How do we write it? We say hash include studio dot h. Okay, included. What is it? someone comes in your Viva, ma'am, this is the preprocessor. It removes our indentation errors, and it is also used because it contains a library which includes the function printf, which lets me print my function. So whenever I'm supposed to print any statement, I will always use this library. Then int main. Why did you use main only as a function? Why couldn't you use anything else? Because ma'am, by default main is a here. But why did you created a function? You could have written it like this. Because in C, whenever we need to write a statement, we are supposed to write my set of statements in a function only. And when there is one function, by default that function is main. Then we do printf. In C, we do printf. We write f after that. We don't write print only. We write f after that. It is important. And then I write in double quotes, hello world, double quotes, and then my bracket. So whatever statement I need to write it under these brackets, under the double quotes. And terminator. You wrote the statement, but why do you add this sign? Ma'am, because this is terminator. It lets my code know that whenever my statement is done, it can proceed to the next line. What will happen if you don't put it? Ma'am, an error will arise. Then return 0. Why did you add this return 0? It is of no purpose here. Because ma'am, it is a good practice in adding return 0. It lets me know that now finally my code that I'm written, my statements that I've written are true, and it is of no purpose here. But whenever in future I will use complicated codes and there are statements where I need to show that my statements are true or false, return 0 will let me know. So is return 0 true or false? Return 0 is true, ma'am. But if you add return 1 or any other number, ma'am, then it will be false. Whenever there will be jump functions and you need to see if it is true or false, then you will use the return 0 method there. But here when we add return 0, it is a good practice. Why did you add that bracket here? Ma'am, because it started the bracket. I need to end it with a bracket. So congratulations everyone. You have written your very first C programming code, hello world, with all the logics clear. In the next video, we'll see whatever we can say.